a naval nuclear powered submarine, but the size of a boring machine or bigger in the earth, and it's resonating from the rocks. That resonation of the sound is coming through. It's not coming from the sky. It's coming from the ground. It's pretty crazy. And supposedly there's aliens living under there. I can't prove that. I'm just saying. And all my views expressed on this radio show do not reflect the views of chaoticradio.com or 360 Web Media. Just saying.
That's Web 360.
Yeah, Web 360
or Web Media.
And their parent company.
And the parent.
Yes, that's it. So what do you think of that, Richard? How do you feel about that?
I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of oil and gas development thing. Everything. I think everything has a logical explanation when it comes to that.
Yeah, but what do you think about the giant military bases? I mean, they have them. Okay, Cheyenne Mountain is a giant military base, and they run NORAD out of there. And they hollowed out the mountain so it's nuclear proof and it's waterproof and it's liberal proof. And the liberals can't get in there. And the snowflakes, the water can't get in there, and Canadians can't get in there because once they get in there, and it's right by Canada, so you don't want to get Canadians in there. They'll fuck everything up. Did I just cuss? Who's supposed to beat me out? Who's got that?
I don't have a dump button just yet,
man.
Rob.
Okay. Well, you have to. Yeah, exactly. So, how do you feel about that? You think it's Cheyenne Mountain there, Rich?
I don't know. I'm not a fan of the conspiracy theory.
Oh.
So I know that
this is going to work out great.
I don't believe half the things that I can see, let alone half the things that I can't see. So I don't know. It would be interesting if there's some sort of development underground, but I've got bigger questions to ask, like for what purpose? And I think if it was aliens or something like that, they wouldn't mess around with us like that. They'd come down. They're not even interested in us. We can't figure everything out anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, now, go ahead and give everybody the phone number, Kit.
909-360-8330.
8330.
Are you going to call in, Rob?
Yeah, I'm gonna call in. So if you have something to talk about, you can go ahead and call in. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. You know, it's pretty crazy what's going on. You never know what's going on under the earth. It's pretty. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. We'll talk more about those tunnel things. I got a bunch of more clips about the tunneling, about people actually said that they've actually worked on those tunnels for next week. So we'll unpack that next week.
We'll dig into that a little deeper next week, shall we?
So to speak.
Ooh. Yeah. So now, Rich.
I don't even get a sound effect.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, give him a sound effect.
Who the hell cares?
No, I know. I agree.
You don't have a put up bump bump Kit? What do you got?
The closest thing I have is
bum, bum. That's more evil. But
here we go.
There you go.
There you go.
Right.
So
I love it.
Now we got a movie review, so let's talk a little bit about
Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Can we catch up with Rich real quick before we jump into that?
Sure, go ahead.
It's been a while. Rich, as everybody would know, that Rich had a show here called The Director's Cut, which I personally enjoyed. I listened to it on my way home. It was amazing. But then you started working, man. Correct?
I did, yeah.
So to speak, doing some. You've been doing some filming for what? Go ahead.
Yeah, we're shooting a proof of concept for Netflix.
Nice.
And that was taking up most of my time on developing a really good script that we like. And then I went over to Barcelona, and we shot in Barcelona, and it was unbelievable. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Spain, but what an amazing, amazing country.
We're not world travelers, Richard.
No. Well,
at least Rob isn't. Yeah.
You should. Absolutely.
I've actually traveled through Canada to do magic shows in Fort McMurray.
That's right, in Fort Mac, the heart of oil and gas development.
Absolutely.
So, but no, things have been good, really busy. And I miss doing the show here. I really do. I loved doing it.
Yeah.
But you get to meet people, and I met this guy who is a writer for The Hollywood Reporter, which is pretty cool. And I guess last month he called me up and said, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" And I said, "Oh, not much." And he said, "Hey, why don't you come to the world premiere of Ready Player One? That's the new Steven Spielberg movie, right?"
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, holy cow, let's do this. So, we had red carpet journalist passes, and we were down on the red carpet.
Phone call, Rob.
Oh, we got a call. Well, then I'll stop talking, and you can listen to the call that's coming through now.
There you go. I'm not sure if I have the button on to answer
I
that.
got it. Hang on.
There we go.
Let me fire up my machine. Stay on there.
Hold on, caller. We're almost there.
Yeah, I think Ready Player One was a great
Okay,
movie.
they're on. You're on chaoticradio.com with Rob Matters.
Hey, caller.
Are they off mute in there, Rob?
Hold on.
Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. Rob's looking at the board in amazement.
It's immigration. As soon as I started talking, let's hear more about Rich.
Caller, are you there?
Woo!
The one that says phone.
Phone.
All right, hang in there, caller. We'll get you on in
We-
2 seconds.
We will.
You're on air.
Are we on?
Yeah.
Do we hear anything? I don't know.
Hello, caller. Are you there? There you go. That's him. Caller, are you there? I think we lost him, Kit.
Now try. You there?
Hello.
They hung up. Oh,
Then they call
God.
him back.
Here we go again, Rob.
Another one.
You ready?
Dump everybody.
The phones are ringing off. The
Yeah.
hook.
Hello, caller. Hello, caller. I'm not really sure who this is. I think they're stalking me.
There's the button.
Oh, there you go. Are you there?
There we
caller.
go.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How you doing?
All right, we were just talking about, let's see, you called up about either the Strange Booms or the Conway West story.
Kanye West.
Okay, great. Yeah, we were just talking about Conway's explosion on the TMZ show. Now, a lot of people were complaining about what Conway West said. My opinion was that he didn't have the tools in the toolbox to actually get his point across. What do you think, caller?
Well, I think you're probably right at that point. He didn't say it the way he should have said it. I think what he was trying to say was that people are still living in the past, keeping the same slave mentality, and that's a choice because you can not live in the past and progress, and you can achieve anything that you want to as long as you have an education. And opportunities come. They might not come when you want it, but they do come.
Yeah.
So some people might live in the past and still holding on to those old things that happened in the past, and it keeps holding them back.
I see. Now Van from TMZ was saying that he didn't have any hurdles because he lives in a bubble. And I'm saying, and are you a black guy? Right, you're a black guy. Is your opinion? Do you think that he's living in a bubble, or does he face the same challenges as everybody else does?
Well, he doesn't face all the challenges we have because he's a multi-millionaire. So, of course, you're going to live in a different type of world than the average guy that makes $50,000 a year or less.
Right.
So, of course, he's going to see things a little differently than we will.
I think that he lives in a bubble now, but, I'm pretty sure that Conway West at some point had to follow his dream and work his ass off to get where he is, and that's, through maybe not education for him, but, following your dream is tough. It's right, Rich?
Yeah, no, it's true. Absolutely true.
There's lots of struggles. There's, so I mean, he's, it's always looks easy when you look at somebody who's made it, but you don't see them at 3 a.m. when they've worked maybe 2 jobs and then, went to the studio to record his album and has been up for, 32 hours. And, he's probably in a bubble now. Sure.
Now
Yeah.
I think though, but he probably has some opposition from other black guys like himself, thinking that maybe they're trying to pull him down. You know what I mean? Caller, have you found yourself in a position where you've had other black people say, "Hey, you're too white, or you're too this," because you're trying to come up or you're trying to better yourself?
Funny you say that. I remember a colleague at work had mentioned it to me that I wasn't black enough because I wasn't out there boasting and bragging and making a lot of noise. I'll just go in and do my job and do the best I can and follow instructions like I'm told to do.
Yeah.
And but I'm told that I'm not black enough because I'm not militant and I'm not making noise and I'm not pumping my chest. So yeah, sometimes I do get that.
Yeah, and it's a shame for society to do that to people because, in my opinion, people are people, And no matter what color you are, where you're from, you're a human being. And no matter what if you're trying to be better yourself or you're trying to do the best you can do, and somebody wants to pull you down to their state of mentality, that's identity politics. What do you think, Richard?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree. What was your response, caller, to that? How do you process that? How do you deal with that? What's your way of getting out of that?
I tell them that, you don't have to do all that to get your point across. You can pull a person to a side and talk to them, with some common sense, and you can get things done. You don't have to sit there and brag and boast about it. I said, nobody wants to live in that environment where they got to constantly fight and just to get ahead. You want to be in an environment where you can just walk around and not have to worry about someone bumping you in the head or robbing you.
Yeah.
So I tell them, hey, you don't have to always have to go that route. There's other ways to get around it.
Was that something that you were taught as a young boy, or did you learn that sort of coming up? How do you? Because
it took a while for me to learn that because, of course, naturally I fell into the group like everyone else.
Yeah.
But traumatic experience make you think, this is the wrong route. Either you're going to die or you're going to go to prison.
Yeah.
So you have to make a choice. So I made the choice to get out of the life and leave that stuff alone and leave the people alone.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, and that's great to hear. And I wish more people would think like that. I think the more militant and anti, I could get that you want to be your own person, right? And I could get that, hey, you got your own opinion. But when you're trying to control other people's attitude with your opinion and forcing a way of life and a way of thinking on somebody else, that's just wrong, right? Yeah. I think what the caller is saying is that he's rejecting other people's point of view, and he's going to roll with what is right, not what other people think is right.
Yeah, exactly. At what point in
what's right for him and what he believes, and you have a family, I would assume, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, what's right for his family? He's not looking in his neighbor's backyard telling him to mow their lawn. He's mowing his own grass. He's taking care of his house. And, that's what more people need to do. Liberals, anybody who's out there. It's just too many voices and too many opinions about, how I should live or you should live or why we live this way or, like Richard said, excuses or whatever, man. Education, hard work will get you everywhere in this world.
Yeah, what are the 3 rules that you get as a kid, right? I remember, I think it was my grandfather or maybe my dad telling me, and he said, there's 3 rules in life, right? You work hard, you shut up, and you take care of your family. And everything will kind of sort of fall into place, right?
Right.
And that means that, you're helpful, you're able to, offer assistance and offer help. It's too easy to criticize. And it seems like it's an Olympic sport nowadays of that attitude of whatever.
And I think, caller, do you find yourself people trying to make you a victim of identity politics? Do you feel like that maybe the liberals are trying to control the way you think and for your vote?
No, not always. Sometimes I think they do. I think sometimes the media puts it out there. They want stuff that they want you to hear, stuff that they want you to believe. And so sometimes they do it to try to influence your vote or influence your opinion on how things should. But a lot of times I know it's 2 sides to every story, and a lot of times you're not going to get both sides.
Yeah.
So I just take it as a grain of salt till I hear the other side before I make a decision.
So do you think the Russians influence your vote more, or the liberal identity politics influence your vote more? Who's trying to work harder for your vote? That's a trick question.
That's a loaded question.
That's a loaded question because I know what you're going to say. All right, caller. Well, thanks for the call, and definitely remember to bookmark this on your website and tag and Facebook it to all your friends.
Yeah, thanks for calling, man.
Thanks, man.
Good talking with you.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Thank you.
All right.
There you go.
it's important to have those cogent conversations about this stuff, right? It can so quickly get spun out of control, and there's hidden agendas that everybody has. It's just nice to be able to
There's
to
a
have that
fine
conversation, right?
line to civility. It's a very fine line. And the media has the ability, and the liberals and people that are pushing an agenda have the ability to bring this world down.
Oh, absolutely.
And it is real. And people who are, buying into it, and like the caller said, he looks at both sides of the story before he makes an opinion, and it's, people hear something on Facebook and it's like, oh, now they're all before they even educate themselves. Like Rob here hears these weird noises. He goes and he looks in the back archives and finds from 1943, something digging into a mountain. He did his due diligence to find out what the heck was going on. And I mean, people, we can be, this could be Iraq. We could be getting bombs blown up and people running around the streets with guns. And there are those that would love that. The people that
it's our job to filter through all the bullshit, the bull, and get right with the real news. We got it because when I look at the media and everybody's agreeing on one story, man, I know what's going on. They're pushing a narrative. When there's just one story and one narrative, like identity product, like the liberals pushing that agenda on, like, let's say black folks or Asian folks or Mexican folks, they're trying to control that vote. I see that. It's clear to me when I get kicked off of YouTube and shunned by Google for being a white Republican, there's a problem there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So now I don't mean to cut you off. This is obviously your show, but I was gonna. I've never seen Ready Player One. I know we were getting ready to speak about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now you were saying that you were invited to the premiere.
Yeah, so I was invited to go to the world premiere of Ready Player One with all of the stars and the director Steven Spielberg. And so we were on the red carpet taking pictures, and it was great, absolutely.
And you said Steven Spielberg groped you.
He did not.
Oh,
sadly.
Darn it! Yeah.
You mean you're not going in with the Me Too crowd?
I groped him. That's why I'm here. No. It was great. He was answering questions. We were standing right beside Reuters, and to our right was Variety. And he came down, and the questions that people throw at him are just so stupid, right? It's shocking. Talking about research,
Steven, what did you have for breakfast this morning?
Yeah, it is. It's ridiculous.
Wheaties?
What was it like shooting this movie? And you just think, oh my gosh, here's your chance to talk to arguably, one of the greatest directors that ever lived. And so anyway, and he's so magnanimous and so incredibly gracious, and he's just like, yeah, you know what? I enjoyed the film. Yeah, it's amazing. Next question. So it was great. So, fantastic experience. And then all the journalists have to walk on the red carpet into the Dolby Theater, and it's flanked with people, and there's people taking our picture. Wow. And I'm thinking, man, you know what? Not doing too bad. Although they were thinking, who the hell is this guy walking along?
So now I've never actually I've seen the movie trailers, but do you mind, Rob, if I play a little quick trailer?
No, I have the same trailer. Go ahead and play it.
Yeah.
This is just for me, since I haven't seen it.
The Oasis. A whole virtual universe. You can do anything. Be anyone. Without going anywhere at all. The Oasis was created by James Halliday, and what he left behind changed everything. A contest. 3 impossible challenges. The first to finish gets complete control of the Oasis, which means complete control of the future.
Sounds like Willy Wonka.
The contest has got to be about connecting with someone, connecting with the world. So we take it together?
Sure.
Wow, that looks amazing. That looks cool. I like the whole virtual reality side of it.
Yeah, it as a story, a super kind of simple story. it's this young guy, and he enters this competition in the Oasis, and he has to get 3 keys. If he gets the 3 keys, he gets the money at the end, but it's never really about
I think the
that.
first time it was a golden ticket, right?
Exactly. Exactly. It felt very familiar, but in a really good way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
In the comfortable kind of way that you go, yeah, no, I love this. Visually, it is one of the most amazing visual
stunning.
movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And we saw it at the Dolby Theater with Dolby Sound and the new laser they have for projection on the screen. Oh, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. However, it gets you thinking, right? That if there is this place that's going to happen relatively soon, and the movie's set like 40 years from now, I think, 30 or 40 years from now. And are we going to get to this place that's Oasis, that I can be whoever I want and just vanish? So are you living? Are you living your life? And the film asks these questions in such an interesting way. Should we be doing this? You know, should we be hiding away in the virtual world? And it's...
I mean, literally,
Wow.
you could, in fact, once it's developed and once, the internet pipeline, so to speak, is
5G.
5G.
5G is coming.
Yeah, and it's good because I own over 180 virtual reality and augmented reality and AI website domain names, so I'm happy with it. However, it does beg to ask the question: is that going to be a good thing?
It is, yeah. And the movie never talks about that. It doesn't, because it's fun and it's exciting and it's, a great hero story and there's the girl and so that part of it is great. But the philosophical way of looking at this film opens up so many questions about the addiction of what this is. Is this just another addiction that we add to the pile of, methamphetamines or alcohol or sex addiction? Is that the thing?
Is it the new dopamine release? I'm not really sure. I mean, I have a VR headset, and I fly a drone, so I have a VR headset for my drone, too.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's a whole different world when I'm flying my drone in the driveway just with the remote. I see it from afar, but when I'm flying my drone with my VR headset, I'm in the drone. Now I'm the bird. And it's a whole cool experience.
Nice, yeah.
It's really cool.
And it's it's amazing what the brain actually perceives, because when I was at Adobe Max, I went through a virtual tour, so to speak, and it was a good 3-4 minute thing where they strap on the computer to your back. You put on and there's a guy that's actually kind of walking you through to make sure that you don't hurt yourself, because there are things that like pop up and you touch them and you're like, whoa, I'm actually touching the wall of a castle or whatever. There was one point where the ground literally breaks apart in front of you and you're looking down into, the Middle Earth basically, and there's just a little path. And I thought to myself, that's not real. I'm going to step off of the path into like nothingness. My brain would not let me lift my leg.
Wow.
It was that realistic to where I had to lift my leg up to move it over, and my body was fighting me the whole time.
That's crazy. And weird thing, I agree with that, because when I'm flying the drone, you have to sit down. You see guys racing the drones, they're sitting in chairs because your body will become disoriented and you will literally fall into something, fall over, turn the wrong way, bump into something. It's just a weird. Have you worn the headsets?
No, you know what I have? We have a one of my wife's clients is Merge VR, and they're a great VR company. But they do a lot of sort of educational VR stuff, and it's really extraordinary. But you're right, you have to sit down. You can't stand up because
your
you'll
body
just start turning your head and
yeah, your body will interpret your vision and think that your body's actually doing it. It's like a dream. Your brain thinks that dream is real. When you wake up, it's like it's only a dream. But your body, do we have any Inception music?
I could find some for you.
Yeah, go ahead, do that. So I wasn't prepared with my Inception stuff, but your body will think that dream, your brain thinks it's real.
Yeah.
And it can't discern dream state from reality.
Yeah.
And that really freaks me out, because scientists are now saying, they're now questioning, are we really real? And just like in the Matrix, they say that what reality is really electrical impulses interpreted by the brain, right? So, and it's so true.
Well, it's a great allegory, that movie, the whole Matrix films, isn't it? Of our own lives. And yes, we need a pill, but, do you need that? Is it just sort of there?
Or do you want it?
Yeah, exactly.
See?
It asks bigger questions, I think.
Yeah. And I think if you're a liberal, you want to take the blue pill. And I think if you're a Republican, they're putting the red pill in the water.
It's just color. It's
like my microphone is red, right?
Mine is black.
Yeah, yours.
That's my soul is black.
Yeah, I could take that to another level, but because I run a clean show here at chaoticradio.com. Disclaimer, by the way, all my views and Richard's views are our own and not representative of Chaotic Radio or Web 360 Media. So just saying.
There you go.
Yeah. Is this Inception? What is this?
Well,
this is Titanic.
is it
dude.
Hans Zimmer? No, it's actually got Gladiator on screen right now.
Oh, whatever. That's the wrong sound.
Well, I pulled
free
up
help.
Inception.
We get free help. And this is what we get with free help.
It's supposed to be Inya, may it be, but it's not.
There you go. But yeah, so I mean, one of these days, I'm gonna fly the drone, and we'll put the headset on, and then it's a whole different reality.
I bet. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a whole different.
And wait till you see the porn.
You
Only
said
95 of my websites are porn based. So
there you
just
go.
saying.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I've actually never seen like VR porn. I didn't even know how do you even get it. I only have.
You go to VR Porn 101,
There you go.
or you go to Porn Flicks. 360 Porn Flick. I don't even know how many names there are out there, but I'm not like totally into porn. I mean, I build some websites, but it's funny because when you work on that stuff, it's not as enticing as.
And your views are separate from Web 360 Media Company, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Just had to make that disclaimer.
Hey, you know what? The least romantic scenes in a movie to shoot are love scenes. They look hot because the editor gets them and can do all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But really, at the end of the day, it's so incredibly technical.
Yeah.
And it's the least sexy thing. It just becomes mechanical.
Yeah, mechanical and cold, right?
Yeah. Well, it has to be.
Okay, so let's go back to the review of Player One.
Oh, yeah, Ready Player One.
Yeah, so get into it. Give us your review and your opinion of it.
You know what? I loved it. I thought it was really well acted across the board. There's a lot of new talent and some new actors that are really doing some really fun stuff. It felt, as I said earlier, it felt really comfortable. It felt like it was a movie that, maybe we've seen it before. We kind of know that, but it's all good. For me, that was the thing.
Did it take you back to a time like maybe in a childhood or anything like that?
Oh my gosh, does it ever?
Really?
Having grown up, and the three of us are similar vintage, although I may be a little older. But anyway, we know what it
Definitely
was like.
wiser.
Yes,
More
absolutely.
mature.
No, absolutely. But we know what it was like to have a fistful of quarters and know that was going to last us for 4 hours in the arcade.
I
right?
remember that. I remember those days.
And you'd line them up when that kid was playing Donkey Kong, and you're like, I got next game. I got next game.
I got
So
next 12 games.
I love that. And there's a sequence, and I won't give any spoilers away, but they utilize an Atari 2600. And I remember that when that first came out, that we thought that was state-of-the-art graphics.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, how could it be any better? I got Pac-Man for Christmas. Unbelievable.
Now, look at it.
And now it's just, it's retro, right?
And now they're going to come out with games that are just rooms, like just VR. Well, look at the VR games that we have now. It's like the whole room. You know what I mean? The whole room. And you see the commercials where the kids are falling off the couch, knocking stuff over. That's the way games are nowadays. It's just crazy.
I think it is. It's the holodeck from Star Trek: The Next Generation, right? That's what we want. That's what everybody wants in their house.
And you know what? The worst job on that starship is the janitor in the holodeck. How would you like to be the janitor for the holodeck? That would be really bad.
Wow.
It's like, can I get another mop in here, please?
And we're there.
Yeah. we consistently go there, don't we?
But on those days where you weren't doing those things, wouldn't it? It would be super fun to go back and, you know, I love Shakespeare. Absolutely would be fantastic to go back and to live in that digital world of Shakespeare's world, or, you know, go back in the 60s and watch these major events, 70s. You talked about rallies, being at the rally with Martin Luther King Jr. and listening to that speech and watching the Gettysburg Address.
You know,
that'd be fantastic.
Through VR, I've actually walked in Israel where Jesus walked. They had this thing where Jesus walked, and you walk like it's amazing. And then another one was Australia when they were testing the nuclear bombs, and literally off in the distance you see the nuclear bomb. I mean, you're sitting there and there's all these little lakes and flowers and kangaroos jumping everywhere, and the wind's kind of blowing, and all of a sudden you see this.
And then it smelled like barbecue.
No, well, you couldn't smell anything, but you see the wave of this nuclear bomb coming at you, and I mean, you're like, whoa, and it absorbs you basically, and then after it kind of passes, you look around and there's kangaroos that are on fire, dead, and
Then it smelled like barbecue.
total carnage. Yeah. But it's like, to, you know, my brain, I've lived through a nuclear blast. You know, I was. You know.
Kit, look up 4D theater. Speaking of barbecue. Now, I think at Downey they have a new 4D theater. Have you heard about that, Richard?
You know what? I haven't, but I have heard of 4D, but we've done the D box. Have you ever done the D box?
No, what is that?
The D box is that you sit down and you're in a special seat, and your seat kind of moves corresponding to the action on the screen.
It blows wind at you and.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the water, wind.
Yeah, Disneyland.
Yeah, Disney.
Shrek.
Did that.
But they have a whole theater like that.
Yeah, Shrek at Universal Studios.
Yeah,
right?
there you go.
Well, they have a whole theater like that now, I think in Downey, right? We have 2 minutes. So, yeah. So we got 2 minutes, but yeah, it's they have a whole theater like that in Downey. It's pretty crazy.
I love it. I love the immersion of that. It's like when you back in the old days when you go to see Rocky Horror Picture Show, there was it's sort of that community in that experience, which I'm a huge fan of.
Have you done the Rocky Horror Picture Show thing?
Many times.
Oh, me too.
Friend. Oh,
right?
I love it.
They used to be right here in Montclair. They had a theater there, and they would do the whole Rocky Horror Picture Show thing going on where you throw stuff out. I'd hate to be the guy to clean up that mess of popcorn and
the janitor. You don't know, hot dogs and paper, like newspapers and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Everybody stand up and shout the whole movie. The whole movie.
Yeah.
You knew all the lines.
Yeah.
For the whole movie. So that is pretty cool.
Yeah. No, absolutely. What a great experience. Absolutely fun.
So
fun times.
Yeah. Did you find that 4D theater?
No. I did, and then I closed it.
Yeah, but I think it's in Downey. Now I think it's a little bit more money. You know, it's kind of like the theaters here where now you can eat dinner. Have you been to those theaters?
I have. Yeah, there's a number that we've been to, and I like it. Although sometimes you just want to watch the movie, not have dinner or chewing on a chicken leg or something. But for me, I love the immersion of the experience.
Yeah,
and it has to be a well-lit movie, or else you can't see your food.
Yeah.
That's how they rate movies nowadays. The light is too low in this movie to eat pizza.
Right.
Yeah, that would be bad.
That's not sushi. Okay, wrong theater.
And we cut back to the janitor.
Yeah.
This is the worst job ever.
See, this time you went there. I didn't go there.
No,
went
I
there.
did. Yes, I took us there. That's okay.
Wow.
There you go.
Well, speaking of shows, now I want to do a couple show reviews next week because there's something called Homeland that is just blowing up, man. Have you seen Homeland?
I have. I've seen season 1. I think I've not seen anything further, but I love it.
Oh my!
And I love.
I'm digging
Claire
it.
Danes. She's the best.
Yeah, I've actually watched this season. I watched all seasons actually from the very beginning.
Me too.
Nice.
And another one that's good is Billionaire. I love that.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too, man. We're definitely gonna have to do some reviews on that.
And Roseanne is back.
Yes,
Just
it is.
saying, loving that.
Absolutely.
Funny as ever. Just like they're
Absolutely.
not missing a beat.
Have you seen that? You're watching that? I haven't had a chance.
Yeah, we watched Roseanne.
How do you like it?
Oh, I love it.
Really?
I love
Loving
it.
it.
Sarah Gilbert is just fantastic in
Yeah.
that. They're all really great.
It's funny. They had Becky, the original Becky's back on, but then the new Becky was actually the surrogate, or wanted to be, have the new Becky to be her surrogate. It was just a whole twisted thing.
It
man.
is. It's actually one of my favorite comedians that writes for the show, and her name is Whitney Cummings. And she's at the top of her game. She's a stand-up, and she did She's doing all sorts of shows. She's a writer. She had her own show called Whitney.
Oh, yeah, I remember her.
She's absolutely top drawer. It's as you're absolutely right, Kit. It's as funny as ever.
Yeah,
funny
if
as
not
ever,
funnier.
man. Yeah,
and I'm so happy to see it. I mean, I love Roseanne.
Yeah,
I love John Goodman.
Yeah.
To me, does no wrong, and in that show, he's perfect.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
We'll see. I haven't watched it, but I'll catch up on it.
DJ's a little worse for wear, but you know.
Yeah, they should have brought him in and go just have one line, and then we'll pan off you.
Yeah, they'll move him out like they did David. Not going to happen.
Yeah, cash the check and keep moving.
You know what I do like though? I like that they kept Mark's character, and I like that they paid him homage like 2 seasons ago or 2 shows ago.
Yeah,
that he OD'd.
Yeah,
and at a young age, and he was a good character. But they actually, had a little thing on there and said, to what his real name, whatever it was, blah blah blah, and maybe rest in peace. We miss you, blah blah blah. So it was good. That was very humble. Most places would just be like, let's move on.
Yeah, we don't even need to address it.
Yeah.
Let's look at this. It feels like it's the elephant in the room. Just address it early and get on with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I can't wait to catch up with that. Well, I guess that's about it for this week, but definitely we'll catch up with those reviews next week. And what movie are you going to review next week? Do you know? Do you have a? You got something in
if
mind?
I could get in here, and I think I will, I'm going to do a mini-series premiere that I went to last week called Patrick Melrose, starring Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, now, what is that about, real quick?
It's on Showtime, and it's about an alcoholic, and it's crazy and awesome and super fun, and a limited series on Showtime.
Hey, Kit, take us out with Volbeat.
I'm going to take you out with the little
Here, take us out with this.
Motorhead. We're off. And we're going to have dueling shows. All right. Join us next week, chaoticradio.com, The Red Pill with Rob Matters. Thank you, Rich. It was great seeing you, man.
Thanks, man.
Can't wait to see you again soon.
You bet.
Thank you, everybody, for listening.
See ya.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. There's your wrap.